Okay, this is the video tutorial to do the stock for 7335 phone holder grip stock. Dovetail prep. We want to be referencing note 3 says to the dovetail geometry per 5th axis company specification. DSP-V REV A, that's the manufacturer of our vise system. That's this document that should be attached to the project. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to draw this in Fusion and our profile. So we're going to go to Fusion and we're going to do a sketch in a new document in the front view. And I forgot to do something that I always do first, or try to, is let's put in the part number or the file name 7335 underscore rev underscore 0 underscore your first initial, last name. Let's hit save. Okay, we're going to start off with a box. We're going to draw a line from center of the top to the center of the bottom. We're going to take that line and we're going to left click on it and then right click on it and make it a center line. We're then going to take the end of that center line and hold the shift key down and hit origin, and we're going to make those coincident. Okay, so now we're going to sketch. We're going to draw a line. We're going to go from edge of part in at a 45 and then straight up. We're going to do the same thing from the other side. Horizontal 45 and then straight up. Okay, we're going to put some relationships in. We're going to make the two lines at the bottom collinear with each other. We're then going to trim off this outside edge. We want to make a relationship between origin and the midpoint of our resulting line. Okay, so now we want to put an equal relationship between the smaller of these two and the longer. So those will be equal in length. And then we want to do the same thing with our angles. Okay, and then we're going to then put our 45-degree angle on this. Looks like I got a little issue there. I'm going to drag that edge back down. Now we're going to start at the top. And we're going to put in heights, 0.01. According to our print, that is this little flat here. Then we have our dovetail height, 80 thousandths. Alright, and our dovetail width, according to our print, is 640 thousandths. And our overall width of our bar, I believe, is 1 inch. One inch 440. And we're going to hit finish sketch, I think. No, we're still missing a dimension here. Okay, this line here needs to be constrained vertical. Now we have it fully constrained. Finish sketch. Our extrusion is going to be the longer of our tolerance, 0.597, because this is stock. We want to account for the stock being longer than it might be. 5.97. Alright, there's our profile. And let's make sure we've saved. Now we're going to bring in our vise. We're going to take the default parallel height. Okay, rotate our vise, get it in the same orientation that we'd be doing this in. We need to right click on the vise and unground it from parent. We're going to go to assemble. We're going to join this based off width. So we're going to pick the width of a vise jaw. And our snap point is going to be center plane of that, back edge of the parallel. And then we're going to do a width on our actual part. It's really close to 6 inches. And we're going to do a similar snap point. And we'll hit OK. And then we need to set our vise width of 1 inch, size of our stock. Okay, we should be set up to go machining now. We're going to go to manufacturer, and we're going to create a setup. Setup, new setup. And it's going to default to taking the entire entity, everything you see there. So we need to select what our actual part is, pick on the stock model. Okay, and we're going to go to stock, and we're going to do relative size box, but there's no offset on the sides. And our top offset should be 0.06, which should bring us up to a bar stock of 1.5 inches. And then we're going to go to post process. We're going to put in 35 1, so it's the part number operation 1, op 1, WCS 1. Okay, after we set the stock, we need to go back to the first tab, and we're going to do our model orientation. It's going to be Z, and our X plane is going to be horizontal to the part. And we need to go to the stock box point of the bottom left corner. Now we're going to go to the post process tab. Change our name to op 1. We're going to right click on the operation. We're going to go to edit notes, put some standard notes in. 1 is going to be WCS G54 origin. Left back bottom corner of stock. Number 2, vise clamping pressure. Eight foot-pounds. And 3 is going to be use 1 5/8 inch tall parallels. Okay, we're going to get into the machining here. Okay, so we're going to do, again, a face mill with a 1/2 inch end mill. Okay, keep the default settings, go to geometry, we're going to keep the default there. Heights, everything's at default. Next tab, we're going to select our pass direction is the width of the part. 0.26, bump up the pass extension, leave the rest of this at default. We're going to go to the last tab. We're going to just get rid of our horizontal lead and radius. Hit OK. Okay, so we've got our couple passes, it's going to take that down about 60 thousandths. Now we're going to go to 2D and we're going to do a contour. And we're going to keep the default settings there. We're going to hit geometry, we're going to zoom in, and we're going to pick the little edge of the dovetail here. Make sure your arrows are on the outside of the profile. On the Heights tab, we're going to go from Model Top and Model Top, and we're actually going to select the face of the land as our depth, because we're not going to the selected contour on this. Now the 5-axis vise instructions say to leave 3 thousandths on dimension C for the dovetail cutter to remove. I hadn't done that in the past, but we're going to start doing that. We're going to follow manufacturer's instructions. So we're going to put 0.003 there, leaving material in the Z-axis for the next cutter to remove. We're going to go to passes. We're going to use wear compensation. We are going to do roughing passes. We're going to change the roughing maximum step over to 0.35. That'll be consistent with the face mill step over. And on our finishing step over, we're going to put 10 thousandths. We don't need to do multiple depths. We're going to go to linking tab. We're going to keep the tool down. We're going to lead in at a sweep angle of 0. And our horizontal lead in radius will be 0. And we're going to do a linear lead in distance of half the cutter diameter about. And we're going to hit OK. I'm not liking that. This is the keep down parameter. We're going to go back and change that. We're going to go back, and we are not going to keep the tool down. We want it to wrap it over that. If our material is a little bit long or we have it off center, we're going to have a problem. Last pass, we're going to do 2D contour. We're going to select our dovetail cutter. Now, if you look at your dovetail cutter and it has this radius on it, that's something that's on the cutter, but we don't want it modeled that way. That was a mistake in the library. If it's square, just continue. But we're going to edit this tool, and you're going to go to cutter, and we want 0 in this corner radius box. Otherwise, it's not going to calculate where the edge of the tool goes correctly. Except we want it to go to theoretical sharp. Okay, we've got our contours we're going to select. It's the bottom of the dovetail. Double check your arrows are on the outside of the dovetail profile. Heights, again, model top. Okay, and then on our passes, we're going to do wear compensation. This one, the land is very narrow, so I don't think we do need to do a roughing pass, but I think we only need 1. So 0.2 on our maximum step over. We're going to do 1, and our step over for the finish pass is going to be 10 thou, and we want to do 2 of them. We're going to last tab, it's the linking tab. Horizontal lead in radius is going to be 0. We're going to come in at a sweep angle of 0, and our lead in distance is going to be 0.18 or 9, and no vertical lead in radius. We're not going to select keep down on this particular profile because it's close together, and we'll hit OK. Alright, you're done with that one. We are now finished with the dovetail prep for the 7335 Rev 0.